Hello and welcome to HMG's Global Spotlight. I'm Hunter Muller, founder and CEO of HMG Strategy. I'm here with Khwaja Shaik. He's the CTO of IBM's industry segment. Khwaja, congratulations for being a 2025 HMG CTO of the Year.
Thank you, Hunter, for having me. I'm very excited. You are doing very noble work in amplifying the CIO and the CTO and the CISO community. These are the challenging times, and I can't be more blissful to be part of your journey.
Thank you. Khwaja, more than ever, leadership matters. Visionary global leadership matters. How would you describe your leadership style?
Yeah, this is a fascinating question, Hunter. I think my leadership philosophy is based on three foundational pillars. One is about building trust, delivering consistent performance, and maintaining transparency, and even during sharing the bad news. Because without these three foundational pillars, there is no leadership. Especially, we are looking for leaders with a contextual intelligence, and to drive with contextual intelligence, these three pillars are non-negotiable.
Khwaja, you'd agree that we're in the most insane innovation and invention cycle ever. I know you love to work with boards to up-level their discussion on new technologies. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what I have seen is especially the management are excessively focused on short term. They are not focused on long term, and boards really value on long term thinking. How do we make the business competitive in the marketplace? How do we use technology in creating the new business models? And when it comes to board, there are three different lenses I apply: strategy lens, risk lens, and talent lens. And from strategy standpoint, management plays a vital role in co-creating strategy to make sure AI is embedded, technology is embedded in the business strategy. And for example, at IBM, we have saved $3.5 billion just in the productivity savings alone by applying AI across all functions of the business, right from the sales, marketing, HR, IT, procurement, supply chain, etc. These productivity savings were directed towards innovation. For example, by improving the employee experiences with AI, happy employees were able to create better products, and better products are able to have happy customers, and these happy customers were able to refer more customers, and more customers leading to more sales leading to more revenue leading to shareholder value. So this flywheel is very important. How do we make sure these productivity savings are redirected towards innovation? As I strongly believe, innovation is directly tied to the growth. Without having this long-term thinking, you are not adding value to your CEO as well as to your shareholders. So it's very important being the CIOs as a technology community. We play a catalyst role in tying innovation to the growth towards long term to make sure to create a competitive advantage leveraging technology.
When you think about it further, unpack your vision, your ideal vision for the CIO, CTO leader. What kind of catalyst or instigator is that executive in the C-suite and in the boardroom?
Absolutely. Let's take the risk lens. I talked about the strategy lens. Let's talk about the risk lens. I really like the European Union's AI risk framework, where they bucket AI use cases across three areas: low risk, medium risk, and high risk. And when we talk about low risk, these are the table stakes. If we are not doing implementing AI on these low risk AI use cases, especially employee facing use cases, you don't have that much of high risk in those, and you can literally gain more productivity, more automation, and more savings through these low risk use cases. And then with the medium risk use cases, this is where I call about augmentation. When we talk about AI, they typically fall under two buckets: automation use cases and augmentation use cases. You might have seen a lot of news in the Wall Street Journal, everywhere. Everybody is talking about automation, but I see that there will be shift in the scale where there will be more augmentation use cases down the road and less of automation. Right now, it is 51-49, you will see more like 60% augmentation use cases and 40% automation use cases, where automation use cases purely drive productivity, while augmentation use cases will drive revenue, will drive superior customer experience because you are streamlining your workflows so that you can provide better value to your customers. So as a management, we play a vital role in defining risk profile and risk appetite. And we need to make sure that our opportunity cost, we are putting the right bets through AI so that we can grow the company for the new tomorrow, as an example. And then the third lens I would tell you is the talent. This is one of my passionate topic. I strongly believe talent drives everything: strategy, risk, and good tech. And you need a good talent to create a better technology strategy. You need better talent to make sure your risk appetite, risk profiles are defined accordingly. And so it's very important that talent is embedded. You create a culture so that the employees that work for you has a purpose that on why they work for. Especially when I recruit the fresh college graduates, I ask them, why do you want to work for IBM? If they tell me that I would love to develop innovative technology to solve client problems, then I know that the employee purpose is aligned to the corporate purpose. As Arvind Krishna says, client problems are IBM problems. This is what I mean in terms of infusing noble purpose with the business strategy, where employees know that they are doing a meaningful work and customers know that they are getting the better products that does not impact their privacy or security, and so on and so forth.
Going further down that line, building a world-class culture, trust, transparency, communication, engagement, ownership, and you're working with multi-generational levels in terms of an age workforce. Talk to us a little bit more about instilling that passion.
Yeah, I think that the era of a command and control is over. Look at the example of open source. In technology, it has proven over and over where with open source, you are able to create more value. So you have to treat everyone as equals. So when you have that mindset, collaboration, empowerment, autonomy, intrinsic motivation, why, you remember like if you work on a weekend, on the gardening, you don't look for the time to see how much time I need to work on. So when you have that intrinsic motivation, you automatically create value. So it's very important that you inculcate that through role modeling as well as through your behaviors. When your values and missions are aligned, and then it is exponential in terms of the value creation.
Khwaja, thank you for that. I love the IBM story, being based at HMG Strategy here in Fairfield County. I followed IBM for over 40 years, and it's amazing. Arvind has an amazing vision, amazing strategy with AI and more, and constantly innovating and reinventing IBM and invention of new patents. Talk to us about what's new in the future for IBM.
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of companies and the boards are talking about AI, and we have not only pioneered the AI in terms of our technology, making a big bet on open source AI innovation, providing the platform mindset so that everybody can get value out of it, reducing the concentration risk, cost risk, etc. Because our AI models are more energy efficient, lesser cost, etc. Not only that, but we're also making a big bet on quantum computing. When you combine quantum computing with AI, there's no problem that we cannot solve in terms of how you can accelerate the science and innovation to the problems. Especially when I coach the CIOs, I tell them, you have to own your line of business problems as your own problems, because innovation thrives on uncertainty. Innovation thrives on where the problem spaces are. You have to have some site visits, be closer to the front lines. So when you have that, for example, earlier this week in the Texas state, there was a river flood with the rain. A lot of people lost their lives. With quantum computing, we can predict at what point in time the rivers water levels will raise. We can prevent that. We can have a better disaster management, etc. When you combine AI and quantum computing, the possibilities are endless.
You had a great career. How would you characterize your IBM career?
I would say at IBM, I think innovation is in the DNA of IBM, and there's no company I have seen in the world that has constantly reinvented itself. Because it's the people that makes a difference at IBM, and if you really want to work where you want to learn from others, there's no other place other than IBM in terms of the learning culture, the the solving the complex problems. I would say this is the best place on the earth, not only for today, but also for tomorrow.
And what's next for you at IBM?
Yeah, so at IBM again, I also sit on the AI Trustworthy Invention Board, and to make sure our disclosures that we file are relevant to the marketplace. And we are very big on open source innovation, and we want to make sure that our ecosystem is aligned to make sure we provide the products that are privacy by design, secure by design, hybrid by design, so that you give value for all stakeholders, for employees, for customers, shareholders, regulators, so that you will not have any kind of the reputational risk that the clients will face down the road.
And
Company.
Khwaja, you had an amazing career at Bank of America as well. What did you learn there that you bring to IBM?
At the Bank of America, I would say we have been raising the bar every year with all the acquisitions. I have gone through two different cycles at Bank of America. One cycle was on the growth pattern in terms of the modernization. The kind of legacy tech debt we had at Bank of America got eliminated under my watch. Using the cutting edge technology portfolio. If you visit the Bank of America, if you open the deposit account, or if you call the contact center, if there's some issue that happened, the card declined, all those interactions with the customers, the modernization programs went under my watch. When financial crisis hit, it's all about cost savings. How do we save the bottom line, doing more with less? That is another excellent tenure. The security was also huge at Bank of America under my watch, where I was able to bring in the security capabilities across the entire enterprise. I would say that that client centricity in terms of how the client environment looks like, the complexity is huge at Bank of America. So I was able to bring in those the client specific issues to IBM, so that we are really looking at not for the sake of innovation, but applying that innovation to the real problems in the marketplace.
Khwaja, outstanding interview. Again, congratulations on being a 2025 HMG Strategy CTO of the Year.
Yeah, thank you, Hunter. And again, I'm very much thankful to be part of the league. You are really good in attracting the top talent. And kudos to you and to your organization in infusing the good tech to make the world better.